We're going over the conventional deadlift, conventional being the closest stance. First things first, before you step on the deadlift platform, what are you going to do?
Take off your shoes.
Okay, so two main reasons. One, the way shoes are designed now is to support your foot, so it puts your foot in different arches because it's supposed to be better for comfort and stuff. When it comes to comfort, cool, good. When it comes to lifting, not as good. We want more of a flat foot. The other thing too is they all have this like memory soft squishy foam. So when you're running, good. When you're trying to push force through the floor, not as good. Imagine trying to lift on marshmallows. You're trying to push all that force into something squishy. So we don't want that. All right, first things first, you're gonna get your stance. If you come too close, you're scared of it. If you come too close to the bar and then come down, you end up knocking it forward. Okay? If you come to the bar and you're too far away, you have to do this big reaching out and you're just going to make a really ugly deadlift. Okay? So general rule of thumb is middle of your foot underneath the bar. For some people who like visual cues, it tends to be like where the shoelaces start. What that allows is enough space between you and the bar for the bar to have a nice travel up, but you're not going to knock it forward. You're not going to be too far back. From here, Jake's going to put his hands on his hips. He's going to push his bum back till he feels a stretch in his hamstrings. Feel a stretch? Mm-hmm. Cool. Arms nice and long. He's then going to bend his knees so he can grab the bar. Coming down. And that's essentially his starting position. Okay? The one thing that I will get him to do is put his head to the roof. As always, he's going to take a nice big breath through his tummy. He's going to hold that bar. He's going to stand up. Nice. If you're observant and keen, you'll notice that there was a little bit of a noise before he pulled the bar off the ground. 3 seconds, guess what it is? Dun, 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 dun. I feel like that was really good Kahoot music. So what he did actively was pull the slack of the bar. Think of it as like a pull before you pull. He actively took a little bit of tension in his upper body before he initiated the lift, yeah? Which therefore meant that his tight body worked well with the tight bar. If his body is loose, going to the tight bar wins every time. Okay? So how he did that was, if he goes back to his starting position, all he did was pull his shoulder back slightly, yeah? For some, it's like an external rotation, trying to bend the bar in his hands, but essentially he just pulled on that bar a little bit so that then when he went to get the bar off the ground, it was a nice, smooth transition. So, he's got his starting position good, come back down.
This is hard work.
He's bracing well, which is good. The other thing we want to focus on that we tend to see is that when people lift, don't go yet, when people lift, they tend to have the bar away from their thighs. And if you know anything about leverages, the further away it is, the higher it is. So we want the bar to stay nice and close to our thighs. So from his starting position, it should come up to your knees pretty good. The only thing we want to try and do is once it gets past your knees is actively be pulling back and hips through. So coming up and pulling it close to your thighs, hips through into the bar. Another little quick thing we want to talk about is when we're pulling the bar, we don't want to try and imagine the bar coming up. We want to try and imagine ourselves coming down, yeah? We don't want to imagine ourselves pulling away. We want to imagine ourselves pulling in, yeah? That's definitely a common thing that we see, which then results in people shooting their hips up and then doing essentially like a stiff leg deadlift to a back hinge, yeah? Not ideal. When you're at the bar in your starting position, try to think about closing the space, closing the gap between you and the bar, so bringing yourself in rather than yourself up. Put yourself into the bar before you come up.